ensure God power. Get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. Now, looking at the negative example, illustration, he's got a tiny negative thought, and he's got a low emotional volume about it. And you look over the emotional volume switch, and it's way down. It says negative, feel bad, low emotional level volume. It elicits a smaller and less powerful negative response from the universe. So you may be having a negative thought about it, not feeling too good about the plan, or not feeling too good about your decisions, or not feeling too good about what's going on. And yeah, you're eliciting a negative result. There's no doubt about it. It doesn't matter whether your volume's high or your volume's low. If it's negative, it's negative. Okay? If you're not feeling good about it, you're not going to get a good result. But at least, if you have to be negative about it, keep your volume low. Keep it low. If you got a negative thought, tone down the emotions. Don't get excited about it. Don't get mad about it. Don't get angry about it. Don't get worked up about it. Don't think about revenge. Don't do any of that stuff. Don't amp up the emotional volume of the thought, of the vibration. Minimalize it. Say, hey, things happen, whatever. I'll get a new one, whatever. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. Minimalize it. Get that emotional volume way low. But here, you can see that on the negative example, he's got a really high, powerful, negative emotional level. High emotional level, volume. It elicits a greater and more powerful negative response in the universe. Here he's got a giant red tuning fork on his mind. He's really thinking bad thoughts. Really thinking. I mean, he is mad about it. And he's going to tell you he's mad about it, and he's going to take some revenge about it, or he's going to do something about it, and he knows it isn't going to work out right, and he's bound and determined to prove it. And you know what? He is going to elicit, he's going to get a flat tire on the way to work. I mean, the untold things are going to happen. I mean, in that condition, with that high emotional volume and the negative side. Here it says, in both of these cases, the frequency has stayed the same, and the same things are being elicited from the universe, but the difference is the volume or the power of the frequency, which determines how fast it will come and how big the elicited response will be when it shows up. Here, with that high emotional negative volume, think about what that's doing to his body. Man, his cells weren't taking any nutrition in, but now they are completely shut down. They may have, with a tiny negative emotional volume, they might have still been doing some little repairs. You know, still doing a little bit of maintenance, but now you're not doing nothing. I mean, your immune system is turned off. It's not just lowered down. It's not just minimalized. It is shut down. I mean, whatever things are going to happen to you are going to start happening right now because your cells are in the state of protection. They're not taking in nutrition. They're not making repairs. They've just boarded up the windows and just waiting to see what happens. Because there is danger out there. That's a very bad state to be in. If you're going to be on the negative side for whatever reason, if you have negative thoughts, tone down volume. Turn down the emotional volume. If you can't get to the positive side, if you can't feel good about it, then try to feel less bad about it. Try to get that off of you. Don't freak out. Count to 10. Do whatever you got to do to relax. Get away from the situation. Get the volume down, because not only are you eliciting really bad results, in a big time way from the current situation, but at the same time, you are eliciting bad results from your body. You're eliciting bad results from other things going on in your life. You may have had a deal. It was just about ready to work out at work. Man, you are going to get paid great. But you have a car accident. And you are so mad that guy hit your car. You are freaking out about it. Man, you are calling, just doing horrible things and getting really pissed off. Or maybe you're in an argument with your mate, your spouse. You're really mad. Or your kids. Or something else. And due to the negative stuff you are eliciting from that other response, you get a call from work saying, hey, the deal is off. We changed our mind. You think it's got nothing to do with it, but it's related. It's related, which you're going to learn more about later on. Stuff is related. So when you're eliciting negative stuff, not only are you eliciting negative stuff and negative reality in this situation, but you're eliciting negative reality for everything you got going on. And when you're eliciting positive stuff and positive reality, and you got high emotional, positive, excited, wonderful outlook on things, guess what? Everything else is working out for you too. So what? You burned the roast. So what? You burned the turkey. So what? Hey, you know what? In some strange, weird way, maybe that was supposed to be. Maybe you're supposed to eat something else. Don't worry about it. Don't get mad. Don't get upset. Handle it. Note, both of these examples above are related to the same exact situation. These are examples of 4 possible responses to any given situation or event. In the first illustration, the person had a great meaning and a high emotional level about it. It was attracting and eliciting powerful responses from their world. However, when their meanings were still positive, but were at a much lower emotional volume, then it was still good, and they still were attracting and eliciting good things, but with little power. In the next illustration, the person had assessed the negative meaning to the same event, so it was now attracting and eliciting not so good things into their experience. Thankfully, their emotional level about the whole thing was low, so the negative result won't be as bad. However, at the next level, they not only had a negative assessment of the situation, but they also had a very high emotional response to it. And now they are powerfully attracting and eliciting very bad consequences into their experience. When you operate at a high emotional level, good or bad, your frequency vibrations are so powerful that they will not only elicit those things to which they are a match, but they will also be able to even elicit the things that are just close to a match. An opportunity that you might happen to notice at a lower emotional level, such as a help wanted sign, would turn into a person calling you up directly and offering you the job by phone at a higher emotional level. If you are unable for whatever reason to change the emotional meaning of a situation from a bad one to a good one, then at least turn down the volume of the emotions attached to the situation. Don't freak out and start screaming and shouting, as that will take the bad situation and make it worse by causing it to elicit bad results in a more powerful and direct way. Instead, count to 10 or hold your breath until you pass out. No, I was just kidding on that one, but anything that can help quiet down the situation would be beneficial. You could leave the scene, get into a different environment, or say you're sorry or whatever to lessen the emotional level of the situation. However, if you have a situation that you have changed from bad to good, or it was good in the first place, turn up the volume. Get excited about it. Who can you tell? Who can you call? Celebrate it. Jump up and down and whirl around. Do a little jig. Enjoy the moment. You will elicit more and more good things into your experience.
To continue, go to How to Use Your God Power, Chapter number 11, Segment number 7. Let your quest for knowing, Continue.